Girl, let me get some water. Oh my god, I think we're live. Girl! I want to Mello, y'all. Mello's getting excited. Hi, Mello. Hi, you heard? Mello's getting excited, girl. She thinks we're about to go outside or something. Not yet, me, okay? Not yet. Not yet. Okay, in a few. We gotta talk to the people about broken promises. Okay, now, mind you, I have not been live on anything, on any platform in forever. So I'm just a little confused. Okay, hi. Hi, friend. Okay, I see people. People are coming in. Okay, I see. You guys, how is everyone? Oh my goodness, it has been so long. I haven't been live on anything in forever. So I wasn't sure how like YouTube worked and if I was gonna be able to see stuff and this, that, and the third. But I am here. We are here. Welcome, 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 welcome. Y'all, I am excited to share with you all the Broken Promises music video, which is coming out at 8 p.m. But I really just wanted to get on live to talk to you guys. On YouTube though, my YouTube family, because I feel like I haven't been over here in a while and like y'all have been asking for life updates, y'all have been asking for this, asking for that. So I was like, for Broken Princess, which I feel like is a very good moment, this would be the perfect time to, interact with you guys a bit more. I know I've been like, I won't say ghost. I haven't been ghost. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And first of all, friend, how do you say your name? Devonier? How do you say your name? Well, you can't tell me, it's the comments. But am I saying it right? Devonier? I just want to say thank you for your support because, any little thing counts for me. I'm just starting off in this, well, starting off in a lot of different ways. Starting off doing music, starting off in New York, in a completely new city by myself. So, like, your encouraging words just always mean the most to me because I need it. I need it to keep pushing times because, well, I wouldn't say confidence wavers, but when you're starting something new, it can be difficult to maintain or gain that belief in yourself. So, when people just reaffirm you of your ability and everything like that, it really just like makes you look at yourself like, okay, wow, I'm doing something right. Yes, okay, I'm saying it right. Okay. But so I just really appreciate you because I always see your comments and they always like lift me up. But okay, so we are talking about Broken Promises, but we're gonna get into everything else as well. I just want to say that Broken Promises, the music video, is coming out at 8 p.m. like I said. And just kind of wrapping it all or bringing it all together. I know it's no secret. A lot of you guys know that, my past, the kind of things I used to do, the kinds of things I used to talk about. Broken Promises really just kind of solidifies my maturity, my growth, and really kind of, how can I put it? Like with the video, you're going to see kind of like the lesson that has been learned from me going on this journey in New York and just kind of, leaving that old lifestyle behind. You can't wait. Yes, this is my favorite music video that I've ever done. Like the editing is crazy. Like I tried a new editing style this time. I feel like y'all are going to like, fuck with it heavy. But yeah, just getting out of like that old way of being, that old state of being that I used to be in. I feel like Broken Promises is really like a great outlet. I feel like it's a great lesson, not just for myself, but for you all as well. That really just kind of encapsulate where I am moving to and away from. So basically it's about your healing journey. Yeah, okay, girl, I'm not gonna like y'all didn't hear the song. But yeah, y'all heard the song, so like y'all heard it from like if you listen to the mixtape and like the audio, everything which is on my channel. But just the music video is diving deeper into meaning behind it. And just kind of I feel like this is a very good staple moment for just kind of like I said encapsulating where I've been and where I'm going as just kind of like well, we'll just be vivid and honest. Hookup culture, down low men. Like I said, it's no secret. That's the kind of stuff I used to talk about. The kind of stuff I used to do. And of course, I was a teenager. I had to learn. But now that I'm 21, I've learned. Thankfully, I've learned a lot of those lessons, and I feel like Broken Promises is a really, really a great avenue to kind of drive away from that while also bringing people's awareness to like, okay, he's going on this journey, this is why he's doing this now, because that stuff doesn't resonate. So yeah, I just hope you guys like it because I worked really hard on it. Girl, I've been busting my ass to New York. Can Can we talk about it? And you know, y'all talking, if you have any questions, you know, because I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm here to interact. I'm here, like, I want to talk to y'all because I haven't talked to y'all. Y'all, the last time I was live was for the Butterfly music video premiere. That was over a year ago. Oh my God, it's been over a year. Of your journey. I've been here since 2021. You helped me through my journey as well that I'm still on. It's always a journey. We are all still on our journeys. And I'm so, so grateful for your kind, uplifting words, honey. We like everything you put out. Ah! Don't flatter me. It's my head. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, girl. Because, girl, the ego get boosted, okay? Y'all, I'm sitting on my beanbag chair. Y'all like my Pikachu? Y'all like my Pikachu? One thing about New York, y'all, people are gonna leave. Sorry, Mel, I know I'm loud, girl. I know I'm loud. I know I'm loud. One thing, y'all, about people in New York, you gonna find some nice ass shit that nobody want. I was just walking one day in Brooklyn, and somebody had this on their stoop with the sign saying free, please take it. Girl, so I took it. I took it to the laundromat, girl. She's now a part of the Pikachu is a he, right? Pikachu is now a part of the family with me and Mella. But yes, y'all, and I have my dog. I've had Mello since the beginning of June. Wait. The end of June. The end of June. So it's been about a month now. We're adjusting to City Life. We're adjusting to City Life. Mello likes it. I think, you know, she just likes being with me. I've had her since 6th grade. So, you know, the bond is tight. The bond is tight. I'm playing together because, you know, it wasn't always easy us being together when I was, you know, little. I was a little bit of a troublemaker, and it was hard. Was it hard getting your apartment? It looks so peaceful. When are we going to get an apartment tour? Well, thank you, first of all. It was hard getting my apartment. I had to kind of go like an alternative route, but that's all. Hi Tanisha, welcome in. I had to go through like an alternative route to get my apartment, but that's all I say about that. And I thank you. Yes, it is peaceful. I'm really to create my own little oasis, my own little escapism from the hustle and bustle of the city life, if you will. And an apartment tour, you will kind of see more of my apartment in the Broken Promises music video. As far as just like an in-depth, well, it's honestly, it's a studio, so it's much to see. It's just my couch is, I see my couch is right here. My bed is beside me. I'm on my beanbag chair. I got my desk. Like, it's, you know, it's just the room and then the kitchen and the bathroom. So it's like a studio. So it's not much to see. But as far as like giving that kind of content, you guys, like, you know, apartment tours and stuff like that, I just want to strictly do music. I feel like a lot of people are still, well, not that it matters, but a lot of people don't take me serious as an artist. They still miss Elijah, the spokesperson, the story timer, the whatever, the vlogger, you know, the other stuff that I used to do. And I just feel like, you know, with a lot of the things that are going on spiritually and physically, my privacy right now is key. My silence as well is key. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people aren't privy to. So, you know, just withholding, you know, certain information back to just preserve my peace and make sure my energy is in alignment for, you know, the things that try to fickle and fackle and try to, you know, interfere, girl. You know, I just like to let the music speak for itself. That's the safest way right now. So, I mean, you know, eventually it'll make sense if what I think doesn't really, you know, capture you yet, but just privacy right now. You know, I'm 21. I'm not a teenager anymore spilling my business, girl, just telling everything, every inch, and, you know, I didn't know what I was doing back then. But now that I'm 21, girl, I'm stepping into adulthood, you know, really just kind of, you know, being in my own space, you know, getting my shit together. Well, my shit is together, but, you know, like, continuing to, you know, build the empire, if you will. I understand that, you know, there's a lot of people, a lot of evil eyes, a lot of people that don't want to see, you know, girls succeed. So, you know, you got to keep things on the hush-hush until it's ready to, you know, be birthed into the world. Okay, as long as you have one, that's all that matters, right? It took y'all. It took a year. No, 23. I got my permit 2025. Okay, so like a year and some change before I was able to get my own space. So it was a difficult journey, and of course, like, you know, in the future, I'll touch more on like the journey that it took to get here. But it was very hard. But I'm grateful for every lesson that I learned. I'm grateful for everything. I don't know how I want to get I'm so y'all. Ever since I've taken my little like spiritual journey, I'm just so emotional about things. Like when I speak about just certain parts of my life. Whether it be heartbreaks, whether it be like challenges and obstacles that I've had to go through, it just always makes me emotional because it's so overwhelming and so tough, and still can be at times. But just the fact that I persevered and I pushed through it, and God continued to show up in my life and lead me to places that were going to benefit me long run, it's just such an amazing thing to continuously witness my protection. And I don't know, I just get so emotional every single time I think back to like where I came from and what I had to go through in order to be where I am today. And it makes you so much more grateful when you kind of, you know, think about your journey as a whole. you know. Hi, Jay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. As long as you have one, that's all that matters. How's your mom? Um, I don't. I don't really speak on family matters. That's something that's just I would say for me, for my peace and for my state of being, I just would rather, just be independent by life. I'm in New York by myself. I'm one. So I'm figuring this thing out. So just for my mental health, my well being, I just would rather not have to engage with. I don't want to say. I don't want to. I'm not here to be messy. I'm not here to be messy. I'm not here to y'all know I'm not here to go back down that route, be angry and all that kind of stuff like I used to be. But sometimes in order for you can't heal where you were hurt. So just kind of you get it. Okay. Yeah, I don't wanna dive too deep into that. But I'm well. I had to get mellow. So like I had her shipped from her to come here. So there was some communication there, but aside from that, yeah, no. Proud of you. Love your music. Thank you, sweetie. And if you guys have any tips, girl, because New York, it's a very creative town. Very creative town. But I do want some more, I have a lot of ideas, but I would love to hear some suggestions that you guys have on, getting my music out there, different things that I try, different content that you guys would like to see, just what would you guys like to see more, revolving around my music, and some things that I can incorporate that you maybe feel is missing. Like, I'd love to hear your advice. I'm not that type of person that you can't come to with constructive criticism. I can take it because I actually want to be better, and I actually like hearing other people's opinions because we all don't think the same. So, somebody may say something that, like, friend, I know I said optimistic. I think that's your Instagram. But when you said last year, have my subscribers, which I still haven't gotten to, but you said have my subscribers help me write a song. That's still such a good idea, and it's actually still like on my list of content ideas. I just haven't like found a way to incorporate it yet, but trust, I still took note. But yeah, I would love to hear you guys' ideas if you have any. I am trans. Oh, wow. And I wanted to say, how did you heal your trauma of becoming your true self, along with the people who push certain narratives in your head? Oh, let me sip of water. Let me sip of water. Let me sip of water. And I think we're going to get a little bit deep here. And do you guys like the vibes? I have my little LEDs on, girl. Girl, I want it to be real cute, real cozy, real, comfortable. And just for us to be, have that safe space, have that, cute little interaction. Oh, girl, and my cup is purple. Yeah, this was $1 at Five Below. I'm talking about, y'all, they the deals. Girl, and my little perfume was $5 at Five Below. I don't understand why people be going to Bath and Body Works, it's cute and everything like that. I'll dibble and dabble here and there. But girl, $5 for some body spray and I be smelling voluptuous, honey. Why don't people do that more and save money? But okay, anyways, I guess girl, I got my first apartment, girl. I'm a New York girl, save girl. Okay, to answer your question, I'll be rambling. Y'all know me. I'll be rambling. Okay, how did you hear your trauma of becoming your true self? Whew, that's a very, very loaded question. But thank you for asking that, cause love it. How did I heal my trauma of becoming my true self? Well, first, I think that it started with detaching from the people and the spaces that were kind of clouding my vision. I think detaching from, old family members, friends, that kind of thing. I think that not having those people in my life anymore kind of helped me in like my solitude, and it kind of isolated me, but in a good way, because now I was able to like sit with myself, and realize certain parts of myself that were like created, like the trauma that was created from my parents or from my friends or from or ex-friends or from like just people that I've grown up around, especially as a child. I think just sitting with that and looking at it and realizing that that's the reason I act like that, especially when it came to like relationships and guys, which Broken Promises, the song kind of revolves around that. Looking for men for attention and like clinging to them or needing them to like validate me, because there were certain things that weren't given when I was a child. I think that was the realization of all of that was something that helped me become more my true self. I feel like once you stop seeking validation from the people and the places and the spaces that hurt you is when the true healing journey can begin. So like I said, detaching from those people was like, okay, I don't need them in my life anymore. But it's an ongoing journey. It's not just a one and done. So I don't know. Like I said, it's a loaded question. I could be here for hours and days. But I think that that's where it started for me. Moving out to New York myself, I think that that's really where it began, and it helped me see things from a clearer perspective. Now that I wasn't surrounded by a lot of energy vampires, a lot of people that were trying to like get in my head, get in my ear. I could finally see things clearly and my own thoughts, hear my own voice. And once that started, I was able to go forth and just, kind of be myself more and more. And I think that what I'm fighting for is beyond just like, my personal success, my personal growth, but for queer people in general, for all people who are different, for who are unique. I think that I'm fighting for something that is much bigger. So it just kind of all ties in together, like the healing of my trauma as well as trying to impact the lives of others in a positive way. I think that that's all kind of what my music is centered around right now. And what was the second part of your question? Along with people who push certain narratives into your head. Society will try to tell you who to be, and then it's like when you have all of these people who are brainwashed, all of these people who are sheep for the system, all of these people who are like just going with the wind or going with what they are told. They don't ever question or go outside the limitations that this society has constrict us to. I feel like it's going to be very hard to get to, but you just have to show up as your authentic self. Because a lot of the times people will have these perceptions of you. People have these perceptions of me just because I'm gay. But once they like meet me and have a conversation with me and they see that all of these things are actually not true, that's when they kind of like warm up and open up, and it kind of inspires others to like, okay, well, let me be myself, or thinking that I'm going to be a certain way, but I'm actually the complete opposite. Like, I'm actually cool. It kind of gets people to question like, okay, so everything that I've been taught about gay people, he's not like that, or like, y'all see where I'm going? But yeah, so just kind of in a nutshell, I'm rambling. That's good teaching right there. Come on, somebody. Okay, how have you been? I have been watching you for a long time, and I love your music. Hi, Rose. Love your name. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, honey. I've been great, actually. I've been learning. I've been growing up. Taking on more responsibility, just becoming the highest version of the highest version of myself, and just going through the motions as well. Yeah, I've been great though. I've been great. And I thank you for loving my music. How long have you been watching? Since 2021, because that's when I first started. I honestly was doing music videos since I was a teen. I mean, not music videos, YouTube. Did I say? Girl, low-key, I'm a little tired, but girl, we thugging it out because I want to be here and I want to talk to y'all. I've been doing music videos since I was a teenager, but 2021 is like blew up when a lot of y'all discovered me. So how long? That's beautiful. I appreciate that answer. I really love your song Comparison. Have you tried doing street performing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Comparison, that's a good one. Comparison, honestly though, Comparison was a song that kind of like shifted me more into the direction of like what I actually wanted my music to embody. Instead of going like the traditional, conventional route of just trying to like make hits and trying to like make bops and trying to make stuff that'll like appeal to a lot of people, I wanted to go the more meaningful route. And like once I like did like the inner work and like doing some journaling and everything like that, and I wrote that song, I was like, okay, I kind of want to go more in this direction. I want my music to reflect my life lessons and just my spiritual journey, so that it can kind of like inspire other people and kind of awaken minds that haven't really been opened up to certain things that I've been able to like discover and accumulate on my journey. So I appreciate you shouting out comparison is the thief of all our joy. No, real shit though, real shit. Stop comparing. Have you tried doing street performing? No. No, I don't know how that works though. How does street performing work? Explain a little bit of that to me, because that just seems, well, I don't want to say it seems intimidating. Like, I see people, girl. I'm in New York, so I see a lot of stuff. I have been seeing a lot of stuff. Most of all, I see people like on the train. I saw this little like 15-year-old boy. He had like his little karaoke machine. He was rapping his little song on the train and stuff. Or man, taking tips and stuff. I said, I love this. And then the boys that be doing the little, I don't know what kind of style dancing it is, but they be moving and be on the little poles and stuff like. I just haven't recorded and showed y'all, but like they be doing stuff. It's very artistic here and I love it. But as far as me, that is not something, I'm gonna be honest, that is not something that has crossed my mind once, because I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But what would you like? How would I go about that? What would you recommend? Anything to kind of get into that? I don't know how that's supposed to work at all. But yeah, yeah, I get you. Okay, we're here. Hi, Joseph. Hi. But yes, y'all keep asking me questions. That is what I'm here for. Broken Promises is a little over 30 minutes away. What else can I tell on you guys? I've been in my apartment since January. It's July. And I've been making music, you guys. Y'all, I'm really starting to kind of like, those, like I said, girl, you never know who's watching, so you gotta keep things until the world is ready. Or until, like, until things are, like, ready, just start in the subway or the corner and sing your song. Okay, and you know what? I'm not above that. I'm not above that. I just didn't know, like, do I sing karaoke? Do I try to get like some sort of one of the machines that I be seeing people use? Because I don't really know. I see some people doing it where the subway is located. Wait, so do you live in New York? They have like a hat or an object out so they can receive money. I've seen people get so much money from that and a lot of attention. Okay, all right. I have seen a couple of people sing for, but I like, I always appreciate it, but I never have thought for myself to do it. I've just been thinking, like, open mic nights, continue to go to like karaoke nights and stuff like that to try to like, work my way around, rising as an artist. What artists have you been listening to a lot recently, if you haven't said it already? First of all, hello, Evan. Welcome in. Honestly, you guys, I have been kind of withdrawing myself from listening to a lot of other people's music. Right now, lately, I've been listening to gospel a lot, just because, I want to keep myself in alignment, and, it's a part of, like, it's a part of my protection, just listening to gospel music to kind of, revitalize me and get me back centered, especially in the hustle and bustle, chaoticness of it all, facing a lot of opposition as well. It just really grounds me. So I've been listening to a lot of gospel girl, the Baptist, the country, the Southern Baptist country gospel. Not that I'm not open to, the folk gospel, the pop gospel, but girl, that's kind of where my roots are. I grew up in church, grew up singing, because of who you are, I give you glory. So, girl, that's just kind of what that child in me, connects to. But yeah, like, as far as like, R&B artists, pop artists, stuff like that, I haven't really been listening to like a lot of other artists, especially being an artist. I want to create more than I consume. If that makes sense. Like, I don't want to be so influenced by everything else that I don't want to be so influenced by what other people are doing. So like, I listen to like a lot of those like lo-fi mixes on YouTube, a lot of like those house mixes on YouTube. Like, I listen to music, but it's just like instrumental. Or y'all, I've been loving like those like freestyle. They have like these freestyle mixes that are like an hour long, and it's like those like hip hop R&B type beats, but it's just like no vocals or anything like that. Maybe like samples and stuff, but like, they be thumping, girl. And I just listening to that and just, allowing the energy flow and, magnetize and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just kind of where I've been musically when it comes to listening. Yes, I get that, because music is also a mind program. But to answer your question, no, I don't live in New York. Oh, okay, probably just you see it on social media. Hi, how did you start living for yourself and stop listening to what others are saying? Love these deep and meaningful questions, you guys. So in-depth and personal. Okay, how did you start living for yourself? So like I told my friend Kaden, pretty much it came once I realized I can't heal in the same place that I was hurt at. So just growing up, I'm 21 now. Growing up, I realized that a lot of the people that were leaving my life, it happened for a reason, because they were kind of hindering me as far as like my spiritual growth and as far as like seeing myself. And when you have those people that are getting in your head and creating more insecurities, making you doubt yourself, projecting their fears. A lot of projection, which is why you have to be careful of who's around you, because a lot of people project their fears and their lack onto you, and it'll cause you to have these restricted belief systems about yourself and about what's possible. So once I detached from that, the more I did the inner work, the more I journaled, the more I prayed, the more I just spent time in nature, spent time with myself, and just really like sat in silence and, meditated and looked within. That's when a lot of the answers began to come to me. And that's when I began to understand that my happiness, I would rather, how can I put it? That's when I began to understand that it's better to sacrifice the need for like external validation and like fitting in over like I'm trying to figure out how to put it. And like I said, y'all, I'm a little tired, girl. You know, she's a hard worker. She's a hard worker. Um, so pretty much, I understand what living for other people is like. I understand what seeking external validation is like. I understand that what that kind of lifestyle does. Unhappy I was living that. So it really was just a decision of like, okay, I see what that is like, and I see what all that I'm sacrificing to make all of these other people happy. But if I'm making myself happy, but I'm not making them happy, I still feel better knowing that I'm doing something for me, even though they don't like it. It just pretty much becomes that in between of like, do I want to please others or do I want to please myself? You know? And I just think that it's really a decision. It's really just a shift in your mindset that, you know, as you go further in your journey, it really just begins to take precedence and really opens your eyes up to yourself, honestly, to understand like, okay, why am I trying to please all of these other people who at the end are not happy with themselves? They don't understand. And that's the thing, you guys. That's something that I really, really am glad that I've learned. That is something I'm so glad that I have learned. It's because why am I living for people who don't love themselves, who are very negative, who do have all of these bad habits, who don't believe in anything, who are so like brainwashed and just so disconnected from the spirituality that lives within us all? Like it's like once you get that into your mind, like these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, what the fuck is going on. Why do I care about their opinions of my life? You know, and you just get comfortable with being perceived as wrong or being perceived as the one who doesn't know what's going on or whatever, because you see what other people's I don't want to sound like that, but you see what other people's lives are like. You see what other people are doing. You see, you know, how their lives are shaping out based on, you know, their limited belief systems and the way that they choose to operate. And so you're just like, okay, you know what? I'm fine if I'm looked at, viewed in a certain light because I see what you were doing. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Okay. Okay, girl, let me not talk so much on one question because some of y'all are answering stuff. Before I go, I miss your story times. Be safe. Much love to everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I know a lot of y'all missed the story times, but you know, girl, if you're open, you know, the story times are now in the music. Yeah, that's all I say about that. Your energy is so positive. I always notice that whenever I listen to your songs. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I try, like I said, I try to make my songs more meaningful, because I know that there's not a lot, I won't say in the mainstream, well, yeah, there's not a lot in the mainstream, or there's not musically that, you know, kind of, cultivates that awakening in people, or really touches on a lot of the things that would make us a lot happier, if we did the inner work. So being that I'm someone that's doing the inner work, I just want my music to kind of reflect that, it'll just inspire, like I said, other people to do that as well. So yeah. Have you thought about turning your mixtape into a book? Y'all, I actually want to write a book, but like later in my career, because I've been through some shit. I've been through some shit. Even like in 2023, coming to New York by myself, I was like, it was bad. I won't say it was bad. I had to go through everything for a reason, but it was very, very, very hard. Because, like, I moved out abruptly with no plan. I was living in my car. So, like, you know, it was very, very tough, very rough, very difficult. But I learned so much. That was when my big awakening happened. That's when I did the most, like, well, I'm still doing like reflection and everything like that, but that's when like my eyes first started to open and like my mind began to shift. Like it was such a beautiful experience that was brought to me through such a chaotic way. So it's like I want to write a book like about my life one day, but I still want to go through a lot of stuff because I feel like I have a lot to learn still. But for now, I just want to do my music. But you know, as I get older, because you know she is a writer, honey. She loves literature. And y'all, actually, my library, I said my library, but my little bookshelf, girl, I found some free books in Brooklyn, like last Saturday. Girl, so my shelf is filling. I saw some more books, and I know that. How do you motivate someone who is scared to move, but it's for their healing? Like, do you mean move to like a different place, move like spiritually, mentally? Like, are you like, what do you mean? What is move to you? Yes, I hear it. Okay. Do you got any advice for an upcoming senior in high school? Um, Oh my gosh. Because my senior year, y'all, I was remote. My senior year, y'all, I was doing story time. I was full-time YouTube, girl. I did not care about school, girl. I almost flunked, girl, because I was like I was like, girl, I'm a YouTuber now, girl. You know, I was in my ego, honey. I was like, bitch, I'm a YouTuber now, girl. I'm monetized, girl. I got followers, blah, 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 girl. I don't give a about school, girl. So I was not giving anything to my schoolwork at all. And, you know, I've always been a creative. I've never resonated with school anyway. But as far as like, so I really don't know because my senior year I did not go, and that was during like COVID. So like, you know how we had the year for COVID to stay home, and then you have the option next year to go back to physical school or stay remote. I stay remote, girl, because I was famous, so you know. I wanted to stay home, child, and do my little YouTube videos. So I don't know, just be yourself. Do be yourself. Some people won't be able to go where you're going. And you just have to be comfortable with that. But just have fun. Utilize this time to really see what you want to do. Don't let your parents and your family influence you. If you know you have something deep down in your heart that you're passionate about, that you really actually want to do, that you feel drawn to, that's because you have something that's pulling you in that direction. And everything outside of you will try to get you to go the opposite. But when you have that fire, when you have that passion, go for it. The journey may be hard. There may be obstacles. It may seem like it's not working sometimes. Trust me, I know. But ultimately, it's for your healing. It's for your growth. And it's for something that's way, way bigger than any sort of like external gains. It's for the healing of your soul. That's why a lot of us have the gifts that we have. It's to heal our soul. It's to heal our hearts from the trauma that we've been through. So just go with your passion, because I promise you, it's going to take you a lot further than chasing money or chasing instant gratification or chasing all of these material things that a lot of people we see they have and are still very unhappy. Still don't know, you know, right from left and left from right. That's all I'm gonna say about Hi, Camilla. Hi, welcome in. Okay, like move to a different location. Girl, I'm gonna be honest. Take that leap of faith and trust yourself, because what seemed like a random move to me, I now realize was divine guidance. So sometimes you don't always know why you feel drawn to a certain place, but if you feel drawn to go to a certain place, go and let the pieces fall into place. As long as you, because it can be very scary and very, very terrifying, especially if you're on your own. But if you feel drawn to go somewhere, go, because there's going to be something that you learn. There's going to be a lesson. There's going to be something that comes from it, and don't be scared. Because I don't want to give all the details away of my journey yet. I still want to wait till later in my life to talk about everything that I've been through. Because it was very hard. But because I have my faith, because even in the midst of my trials and my tribulations, I was still journaling, I was still reading, I was still praying, I was still meditating, and I was still having that connection. I was still getting downloads. I was still very, you know, connected to the divine. So it kept me grounded. It kept me safe. And just, you know, continually witnessing my protection as my spirituality grew. That's what got me through like the lowest period of my life. So that's just kind of what I would say to you, if you want to move somewhere by yourself and you don't really have your, you know, everything together, that faith and that trust in the divine, the universal forces that are guarding and protecting each and every one of us, continuing to stay grounded and committed to that will help you get through that move, will help you get through, you know, the trials and the tribulations that you may be going through. I'm doing my own ish right now. We love a good journaling session. We love shadow work. We love healing. We love putting the pieces back together. Journaling really just kind of like, for me, I feel like it lets all of the like mumbo jumbo that's in my head out. Like when I put it on paper and I let all of the like chaos and all of the things out in my head, it really just helps me see things clearly, helps me see my thoughts clearly, and also like the energies that have been projected onto me. It helps me just kind of let those things go and just like see where I really am versus, you know, where other people want me to seem like I am. Like if my girls who were tapped in, girl, you get it, you know. Do you suggest moving away to others who have been through a lot and need peace? Away to others who have been through a lot and need peace. Oh yes, definitely. Like I keep saying, you cannot heal where you were hurt. I know a lot of people, they feel like they have this moral obligation to stay committed to certain family members or certain friends or whatever because they've known them a long time, because they've been through a lot together, or you know, this, that, and the third. But honestly, a lot of those people are, like reinstilling that trauma, or continuing to keep you small, or continuing to like project their fears and their doubts and their lack and their negativity onto you. So sometimes in order to find your peace, yes, you do have to move away. Even if you don't have everything situated, a lot of the times you find that your peace, your inner peace, is a lot better than being in a more comforting situation. Like, I'm glad that I sacrificed my comfort. Yeah, I'm glad I back in 2023, I made that move, and I sacrificed like comfort and familiarity, and like, what I knew was more, I guess, secure at the time, for just more so inner peace. Even though like my external circumstances seemed like tumultuous and confusing or whatever like that, I still had this strong inner peace that allowed me to see my life more clearly, allowed me to have more hope, more optimism, and girl, you see where it got me, girl. We're in our own ish now, so yeah, I definitely, people don't understand that. So, that inner peace definitely outweighs, safety and comfort. It takes away from you more than it gives, honestly. OMG, I haven't seen you in forever, Eli. I'm moving out of my state next year. Great! And welcome. Hi, how are you? First of all, Camilla. Yes, girl, I've been here. I've been doing my music, girl. I'm kind of like, I guess you could say underground. I don't consider myself underground, but I know to, other eyes, I may be considered underground or whatever. Girl, I am Elijah the artist. I claim it. It is mine. I'm Elijah the artist. Girl, that is my life. That is my occupation. So yeah, I've just been here doing music, girl. Really just thriving in New York, learning and growing and healing through it. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm so happy. Are you moving to, honey? Girl, because I'm from New York. I'm from NC. And now I'm in New York, so. I love to hear people that are moving. I feel you on that when I moved to Georgia. Oh, where are you from originally? Where are you from originally? I love your life as a highway cover. Do you like rock music? I love anything. I love pop. I love disco. I love electronic. I love soul. I love anything, y'all. I love house, y'all. I actually have a couple of songs that I'm excited about. Some songs that, I don't know when I'm gonna release them. And I wonder, like, should I have like I want to have like a listening party for some new music that I have. But yeah, I have a house song that I like, that I kind of, I guess I could say I was kind of singing it at the beginning of the Broken Promises music video. Just kind of like a little snippet, a little teaser, if you will. Just kind of giving the girls a little, because I like to kind of, kind of reel you guys in, get you familiar with what may be coming up, in the distant future. Well, not the distant future, in the near distant future, if you catch my drift. But yeah, I love all kinds of music. Yeah, no, I'm long-winded. Sorry. I was in New York. I'm moving there next year. Oh, you're moving to New York? To New York. Girl, certain stuff can't sing. I feel like New York is good for me because I'm 21, so and I'm young. I have a lot of fire in my chart. Y'all, I did not know I had a lot of fire in my chart. I did one of those little things online. Paid for it too, girl. I didn't know you had to pay to learn your rising and your moon sign. But I have, my rising is in Leo and my moon is in Leo. Yes, I have two fire placements, along with me being a Libra. So I'm like, girl, like, and New York is a very fiery city. I feel like, this is that kind of upbeat, fast-paced city. And it's great for you being in your youth. How old are you, by the way? Because I feel like you'll do very, very well here. I mean, this is great for all kinds of people. Not, everyone doesn't love the city life. But I feel like, especially for those young people, those creatives that are, just starting out, wanting to explore, meet different people, try new things. I feel like New York is just such a beautiful place to be. It's just full of creative people, full of different things that you will not see anywhere else. So, girl, I'm so glad. I love New York. I love New York, girl. And it's so great because you do not need a car, girl. You got the subway, honey. And you can really go anywhere, just with public transportation. And I don't think it's expensive. I know I've heard other people complain about like the fare prices and stuff, but girl, honestly, I think it beats having a car. You don't have to worry about any of that. That's why I don't understand why people have cars in New York City. I don't understand it, honey. You can't go up the block without there be traffic around the corner. Girl. Anyways, Elijah, please put your monkey videos back up, honey. So I know some of the girls, have not been here. They haven't been on, so a lot of the things and things that have happened in the past, honey. But those videos were removed out of. I didn't choose to remove them, but I have no way of retrieving those videos. And I don't want to retrieve those videos because I no longer do that kind of content. I'm an artist now, and that's just kind of what I'm giving my full energy and attention to. That's what I love. That's my passion. That's what's keeping me going right now. Not that kind of stuff. So I'm sorry, honey, but the monkey days are over. You gotta find that somewhere else. We're healing and growing over here now. So, yeah. And I don't mean to sound like, what's the word? I don't mean to sound condescending or nothing, but like, just, I've outgrown that. Sorry, y'all. Pikachu fell. Would you ever put back up your old videos so people can see your transition? No, because I don't want that version of me to be out. Um, I want people when they come to my channel to see my growth, my evolution. Well, okay. Well, yeah, I do want to see my growth and evolution, but I want them to see like where I started from, like from being an artist, not from being a YouTuber or a vlogger. I want them to see me from the beginning of my artistry, not that old lifestyle that I was living. So no, I watch them like sometimes by myself just to see like what I was doing and what I was talking about. And girl, I did not know y'all. It's crazy. You don't realize till you look back how kind of like I won't say rough, but just like how kind of violent and vicious and just kind of like girl like young and wild you were. I was like, oh my gosh, girl, I was talking like that and cursing that much and ooh girl, I've grown up. I'm moving in a few months, but it's only like 30 minutes away. But that's good enough for me. Girl, a move is a move, honey. Enjoy your peace. Enjoy your sanctuary. Create that boundary, girl, so nobody can penetrate your positive energy, honey. And just build that cocoon. Build that cocoon that is a great escapism from all of the hustle and bustle of today's society, honey. Where you can thrive in your authenticity. I'm up and coming. I'm an up and rapper. Okay, we got some rappers in the building. I love that. Okay. I'm an up and coming rapper. I feel like it's kind of hard being a doll and trying to make music because you never know who really be there for you. I'm a rapper too. Okay, so we got some rappers in the house. I definitely feel you. I already am witnessing a lot of things like kind of in the like. I'm thinking about y'all. Yeah, like when I pause like this, y'all, I just have to like be wise with my words. Because I've noticed just being an up and coming artist, I notice a lot of people that love to pull from the gays but don't want us to be in the spotlight. A lot of people are scared for change. A lot of people are scared for the gays to be in the spotlight, and because I feel like they're intimidated and scared by what a lot of us can do, and I feel like society as a whole tries to like put these perceptions out there to like make us seem like these just kind of these weird hybrid false sinful creatures when we are the complete opposite. We're completely misunderstood. So that trickles down of course into different spaces that we are occupying. So I definitely understand that it can be tough being a queer artist, being a trans artist, being non-binary, whatever it is that you identify as, coming up. But just know that a change is coming, and what's meant to be will be, and nobody can stop what God has for you. And every life that has been built on a false foundation will eventually crumble, and nobody can deter you, because you're protected. So just keep pushing, just keep going, and the more you push, the more you're going to be opening up that way for other people who are like us to step fully into their authenticity, or people who may be in the shadows, people who may be hiding, to be who they truly are and realize that they can be happy and that they can thrive in their own right, without worrying about the opinions and the validation of others. So my mom at you guys, because the Broken Promises music video is out in all about 10 minutes. Girl, let me get us some water. Mm-mm. Oh, honey. Oh, girl, we have been talking. When? Oh, my goodness. So you're 18. Oh, my gosh, you're a baby. I remember what it was like being 18. Oh, my gosh. Girl, 18, girl. That was my hood bitch phase, girl. That was my hood bitch phase, girl. 18, I was out partying. So I'm glad. Oh, my God, like 18, you're doing really well if you're kind of like, you want to be a rapper. I didn't start my journey until I was 20. Yeah, till I was 20. I was doing music a little bit before then, but I was still doing my other content. But yeah, so you're realizing it now. That's really, really, and you're like, into like more in-depth things. So that's really good because like I said, girl, I was partying and niggas and doing that kind of stuff. But I'm so happy, girl. You are where you need it. Just keep, it's only up from here, girl. Continue to grow, continue to look within, and, you know, do your big one, honey. I'm about to go. Nice chatting with you. Love your journey and happy that you have your own place. Thank you. Ready to see this new song of yours? Well, thank you, honey. Broken Promises isn't a new song. It's actually on the New Life mixtape, which was released in April. This is the music video for it. You know, and like I said, the editing style is very, very like different, but I love it. I think it's my favorite music video that I've ever edited and created. So I do think you guys are going to enjoy it a lot. But yeah, okay, honey, thank you for joining. And you know, when it premieres at 8 o'clock, come on back, or you know, to be on my channel, come back when you can. Okay. Devin, you're just giggling, aren't you, tonight? You're just giggling. How did you make a living in New York City? Ready to move but nervous. I like what you said about being a queer artist. It's very hard because sometimes I feel like the world isn't ready for me. Yes, yes. A lot of people are just scared of change. Like I said, this society has been brainwashed into what's right and what's wrong. So a lot of people are closed off. But you just have to show up and be your authentic self instead of trying. That's what I had to learn. Like, I can't kind of like prove to people my value and my worth, or prove to people that I'm actually one way when they think that I'm the opposite way, just because, you know, this is what they've been taught about queer people or been taught about men like me. So you just have to show up and be yourself, and know that you will attract the people who are meant to receive what you have to say. So, you know, it can be hard. It can be very challenging. But just living your truth. Living your truth and everything else. Authenticity is a magnet, okay? Everything else will just be drawn in effortlessly. You just continue to do your inner work, your spiritual journey. Just go in and focus on yourself, and everything else will fall into place. That's all that I can say about that. How did you make a living in New York City, ready to move but nervous? You know, I have my hand in a couple of different things. New York is very expensive. And like I said, you guys, I had to like, well, it's not anybody's business. But just know God has provided me with certain opportunities. He has placed certain things onto my path to help me be able to get to the place that I am now, which I'm very grateful for. So that I can, like, you know, continue to build and save and you know, just get things more into place to just kind of like secure my future. So for me, I don't, you know, like I said, I'm 21 now, so I don't like to spill my business and give like every little detail about things. But find the route that works for you. And a strong work ethic as well, because like, you know, I've had to get out of my laziness and like my old like teenage ways once I got here, and I'm still you know, getting out of that now as well. But now it's a lot better. Now I have my routine. Now I know to get up early, do my workout, eat better, work hard every day, in order to like sustain what I have now, and also to multiply what I have now, so that for the future I'm better prepared and everything like that. So just discipline honestly is a great tool that we all should have, when it comes to just making it in life in general. Because yes, we're magnets. Yes, it is a divine flow in place. Yes, we don't chase, we attract. But it also requires hard work. It also requires discipline and patience. So that's what I'm learning as well, being 21 in New York. You know, things don't come without sacrifice and without hard work. So can I get an amen in the house? Can I get an amen in the house? When you shoot your music videos, how do you choose locations and angles? Honestly, like, I just kind of let them come to me. Like, I'll just kind of like pray. Like, I know it may sound like Elijah, but no, like, honestly, like, I will like look stuff up, but then I'll be like, okay, I may like get like a nudge or like an intuitive feeling to like, okay, go here or go there. Or I'll just like look up some different places, because it's New York. Like, there's so many unique places. There's so many cool like parks and different places to go. And so of course, like, when I'm thinking about the aesthetic of my music video, and like kind of like I make my own treatments, of course. So like the vibe of the video, I understand kind of what I want it to give. So I'm like, okay, so I want this kind of style. I want a city scene overlook water. So let me go here, because I know that that's where I can shoot that. Or I want a more naturistic feel, so let me go to Central Park, where there's a lot of grass, a lot of trees, so I can be in the woods and have that kind of feel. It's kind of just like the vibe of the song and the visual that I kind of want to, you know, give to you guys. That's just kind of how I decide. But a lot of the times it's kind of like an intuitive nudge, or it'll just like come to me abruptly, if you know. Yes, I was so happy when I kept seeing you stay. So many people move and then make it and go back home. Yeah. It was hard though. Like I said, I got my apartment in January, so it was a lot of like, obstacles and challenges and things that I had to go through. But ultimately, like, I thugged it out because I knew, girl, if I went, there was nothing. I won't going back to nothing that was positive and happy and peaceful. And I'm not that person. I can't give the enemy the satisfaction of feeling like they won. So I'm gonna thug it out. I'm gonna stay with God, see what God has for me. I'm gonna be patient. And sometimes God will have you wait a little bit longer that you can, learn a little bit more so that when you do get that thing, because y'all, if I would have got my apartment like earlier, I would not have been able to handle it. But because I went through like a lot of different kind of like spiritual lessons and mindset shifts and everything like that, it kind of like grew me into the person I needed to be and to have my own apartment, because it's a big responsibility. It's a lot that comes with it, and with great power comes great responsibility. So it's just like, I'm glad I didn't get it too early. I'm glad that, God made me wait for it a little bit, because now I am able to handle it more than I've been able to handle it, before, because if I would have had it before, I would have, probably fumbled. So, that's just, when you grow up, you kind of see things from that mindset and just be grateful for, the delays and everything, or seemingly delays, but, the missed opportunities that were actually, protection. Man's rejection is God's protection. Okay? Have you been to any New York balls like OTA? I haven't, y'all. I still don't have any. Okay, y'all, and it's 7:55, so I'm gonna wrap it up after this little point, so we can, go to the premiere of Broken Promises, okay? Because it's out 8 p.m. I haven't been to any balls yet. I do want to go to some. And I'm not opposed. Like, I do stuff by myself all of the time, but like, I don't really have any friends yet because, just kind of being on this journey, you see people for who they are. So a lot of people that I've like been around, intentions weren't pure, and just going through things from the past, like I'm able to see certain patterns in people and certain behaviors that kind of reflect, certain people I used to be around. So like I can kind of like, spot certain stuff out when I'm around people for a period of time. So, I just have been, until, my soul family comes around and the people that are meant to be in my life comes around, I've just been kind of doing stuff by myself. So I haven't had anybody like to like really like take me to any balls, or like, I didn't even go to any like pride parades during Pride Month. So I've just been like, I won't say working, but yeah, working, while also like, just doing my own thing, which is fun. But no, if you have any suggestions, let me know, because I don't know about any balls, and I do want to get more involved with the culture and see the girls pop, 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 pop. I'm gonna learn how to Vogue myself, girl, because once I get on stage and my big performances, girl, I'm gonna give an ode to is that what it's called, give an ode to the legends before. Excited for the premiere. I don't comment, but just know I'm there supporting. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, as long as you're watching, as long as you're there giving me your positive energy, it's felt, it's loved, it's appreciated. Every little thing counts, and I'm just so grateful that you're here in general. I love, love, love each and every one of you. Okay, the Broken Promises music video is coming out. Let me know what you guys think about the editing style. Let me know what you guys think about the message. Just let me know what you guys think. I don't know what else to say. I'm excited. I worked very, very hard on this. It was not easy to get through. When you're an artist, girl, sometimes like you don't have that motivation, but you got to get up because you want to create and do this and do that. But I'm so happy with the results. I'm so glad that I pushed through. And I just hope you guys like it and receive it. Thank you, Mr. I'm gonna call you optimistic. I just like your name. What's it? Optimistic 315. Is it Optimistic 315? I just love your name. But okay, y'all. I'm gonna leave. I'm going to be going to the premiere. And yeah, girl, I will be joining y'all. Hope y'all love it and all that good jazz. And I gotta take Mello out and everything too. So, she looking at me crazy because I'm doing all these wild movements and everything. But yes, bye, you guys. Broken Promises. Broken Promises gets you caught up in their dark web, and they'll keep you on a string knowing they sell. Girl, come on, somebody. Life lessons, girl. Know your worth. Alrighty. Love you guys. Bye. How do I end this?